Hi, I'm Mike. It's just after 5 a.m. I have no other time to do these things. I just loaded up my truck for a lighting job. I got to go underneath about 50 sidewalks at a condominium place near the beach. I'm putting in about 100 lights. I'm kind of pumped up for that. I woke up wide awake at about 3 a.m. Worried about other things too. I'm a single parent. I have two businesses, two different DBAs, two different websites. This video is going to be about hedges, and it's made specifically for my 20 by 1 YouTube channel, and that's all about efficiency. So let's get right to it. This is the common hedge cutters that you'll see at your retail place. It's got the teeth on both sides. It's a Stihl. It's the I don't even know what it is. It's the, everybody knows their model numbers except me. I don't know. It's a H something. Hold on. There we go. It's the HL80K. They probably have a newer version. This is ideal if you have a crew maybe and you want something really safe because it's got a lot of protection there. And the teeth are far away from the hands and the arms. And it looks like it would be ideal. It's like, wow, that's efficient. It's got teeth on both sides. But to tell you the truth, that's misleading. That's like a visual thing. It looks like it would be more efficient. But I got to tell you, this is not as nice as what they usually don't have on the shelves, something that you have to have custom ordered more likely than not, and that's this guy. This is the Stihl HS 87T, and I'm sure again it's probably a newer model. This has teeth only on one side, and they're smaller. If you read the Stihl literature, that's supposed to be for finer cutting, greener leaves, greener stems, things like that. To be honest with you, that's all I want to be cutting. I don't want to be doing a lot of raking, tarping out, or garbage cans, or God forbid some customer tells me I have to use sheets and put down sheets. I've done that, never do that again. This is for ongoing hedges, and that's actually perfect for my business model. So that's why this machine is perfect in one way. It's also like a ninja sword. It's super balanced. I mean, you hold the thing with one hand very easily. Don't worry about the one side of the teeth. If you've never used one of these before and you're hesitant, no, go to your supplier and say, I go up to the counter and say, I know you guys have lots of those other ones and you could have it gassed up and ready for me, but could you order me one of these? I mean, look, it's got a much longer cutting width, like from here to here. The other ones, like the cutting width's only like here. I'll pick that up in a second. I'll show you. Okay, we're only cutting from this part to this part, and it's way at the end of this thing. It's like at the end of a pole. So you got to imagine all that leverage, all that weight that's way out there, and you're over here. That's not balanced. I can't. The other one I was really much more easily able to hold it and balance. This one, all the weight is at that end. So if you're doing this for an hour or so, you know, or if you have multiple customers you're doing hedges for during the day, it's hot out. Well, forget about the heat alone. I mean, just the hyperextension for your arms is nasty when you're doing hedges. So anything you could do to make that job easier on your body is wise. The people at the counter want to sell you this because it's safer and it's overbuilt in many different ways that they'll probably get less people coming back to get repairs done under warranty. And I believe, I mean, Stihl is a great company. They make awesome equipment. Who else are you gonna, buy something and say, oh, I'm confident that thing's gonna hold up? There's others out there, but Stihl is so popular because they're so well built. But they have a bias, and that's that they don't want people coming back to their retailers, the person that's selling their product, and doing all this free warranty work. So they like to overbuild their products, not just for your benefit, but for their benefit, at the cost of what could be your medical repair bills, right? Your shoulders might be going, or you might be out of commission for a couple of days. You're gonna take a hit if all you're using is the heaviest equipment that's out there. If you're using the lightest weight equipment for the job and it's well built, a good machine, like that first one I was just holding, I'm gonna put that one back in my hands just because I like it. All right, you got this thing out there, you're swinging it around, you're doing longer cuts. It's going to take you less time, and your edges on those bushes are going to look flat. Everything's going to look much nicer, and it'll encourage you also, like I was saying before, to do your hedges on an ongoing basis and not waiting till like the end of the season or every 3 months. You're down in the south, 3 months is like 3 years up north. That stuff grows so fast. So you're gonna save yourself time on raking and hauling it all out, tarping it, and then round trip to a landfill. You pay the landfill fee, or you're gonna try to sneak it in at your county place. That's ridiculous. If a homeowner allowed their hedges to grow 30 feet in the air, well, they're trees, then they're the ones that need to pay the price for that. They should go out and hire a tree company to chop that thing down, either all the way to the ground, grind it out or something, get chains around the roots and pull them out, put something new in that's slow growing. I mean, if they at least get it knocked down to 4 feet for you by a tree company, they have the shredders or the chippers. They can haul it all off. They got places they dump it. They turn that stuff into compost. They have the right business model for that. Not you, if you're like me and you're out there doing solo lawn care. The other thing is insurance. I found myself on top of a ladder, a little step ladder, and I had that other guy before I bought this one, and I didn't have the idle tweaked, so parts were moving gently while I'm climbing up the ladder. Sure enough, it bumps my leg. I got a dozen or so pinches with blood coming out where my pants were shredded. It looked like I got bit by an alligator. It wasn't as bad as it sounds. It just looked pretty bad. It was mostly just a bite, like a pinch, and whatever. But anyhow, that was a red flag to me. I was like, what am I doing on a ladder with these things anyways? And then I'm on the phone with my insurance company when you're legit and you get insurance, they'll tell you no ladders, no tree work. I actually took my chainsaw after I had people complaining to me that I wouldn't chop up a tree that fell down in their backyard for them. Like, they were upset with me and they ended up firing me because I wouldn't do those extra little things for them. I took my chainsaw and I said, I don't want anybody to even know that I own this thing anymore. I just gave it to a friend of mine. It was that Stihl Farm Boss. I love that thing, but I got rid of it because I said, it has nothing to do with my business. I only want stuff in my garage that's for my business. I don't want a whole bunch of personal stuff in there. It'd be nice to have jet skis or a little boat in there or something, but this is really all I do. I'm a single parent. I got the 2 businesses. And I try to be as efficient as possible with everything I own and the stuff that I do. So anyways, I'm talking quick, but I just wanted to get this out today because I know it's the beginning of the season for a lot of you. If you're just watching this video now, if this is on the YouTube shelf for a couple years and it's October or something, it'll still apply, because as you're planning your business model, I think it's real important that you look at stuff that's the easiest to operate, the quickest to operate, reliable equipment. And this guy right here, this HS 87T, is awesome. I love it, and I see guys with a lot of experience with this on their trailers, not that other one I was showing you. And I have to mention that I don't know what the model is, but these ones with the long pole with like about this much cutting space on the end of that long pole, people are using that for really tall hedges, and then you get the angles and you can go like this. If you're just starting out your business and you can only afford one machine to cut your hedges, and you're thinking, well, the logic here is I'll get that thing with the long pole with the long thing on the end of it, because I could do the tall hedges, the medium hedges, and the short hedges with this. I'll just do all my hedges with this. That is so inefficient. Why do that when you could, instead of having one job in 10 or 20 be these really tall hedges, why don't you just nix those, let some other guy do those, and just stick with the easier to do hedges that are at the right height, and buy the equipment that's meant for that job, and then you'll be home a lot earlier, and you'll probably have less damage to your body. I mean, these are just my tips, and it comes from like years of doing this. I'm also on what we call the wrong side of 50. So you young guys can use all the equipment you want. You use the heavy stuff. You go out there. You'll like it, actually. It's fun. But you know what? When you're trying to get a whole bunch in, and it's just you, or maybe you have one helper, you'll thank yourself for getting the lighter weight stuff. So I'm going to do a quick video. The same can be applied to your backpacks and your trimmers and things like that. Maybe even your mowers. So anyways, that's it on the hedges. The only other thing I could think of is if you're doing year-round and you're in the South, you definitely want to do ongoing hedges. You tend to do a lot more of them in the summer, but you charge like the same monthly rate. In the wintertime, maybe you could be doing more of the pruning and the bigger things on some of the trees, that, you know, with the loppers or something, snip here and there. Not major tree company stuff though, but if you're up in the north, that's a different story. But I'd have to tell you that when you're doing the hedges ongoing and you're not having to haul all the stuff out, that makes a big difference. So when I see somebody going down the road and they got a lot of ladders and they have tons of branches in the back of their truck, and I also see mowers, I'm thinking, okay, you're a mowing business and you're doing a lot of the tree work. You're probably doing side jobs. Maybe you got roped into this in the beginning, do a big cleanup, and you're saying to yourself, well, I just started out, I have a couple of days available, why not do some of that tree work? Why not climb up and down a few ladders? And what happens is, and I'll tell you from experience, I saw a guy one season a couple years ago, and he's somebody that's been around here for a long time doing lawn care, and I saw him on the ladder. I saw him doing the giant size hedges in a much older neighborhood, and I could tell what it was. This was stuff that was just grandfathered in. You get stuck with those jobs. You think, oh, I'll do this because I have the extra day. But what happens real quickly, you grow your business in this industry. A year or two down the road, you're going to be going, I really need to get rid of that job. But it's a great guy. They're elderly, or I have a great rapport with them. I have a good relationship. They send me a Christmas card. They give me a little Christmas bonus. How do you dump those jobs? You don't. So you're that guy years down the road that's still doing the giant hedges as a favor for someone. It's much easier to nip that in the bud when you're doing your estimates. Lay down the law. This is my business model. I'm not a perfect match for everyone, but I like to do the hedges ongoing, and I'd rather not have to do a giant cleanup once a year. Just tell them how your model works. You don't have the equipment for all that, but you could refer them to it. Like I say in I had another video where I said I keep business cards for other guys. Keep a tree company business card with you, or a couple of them. Just say, this is the guy you want for that. I'm more than happy to do your lawn care or do some hedges ongoing if I could reach them. That way you're saving your body. All right, thank you. Give me a thumbs up or a like, but most importantly, I'd like to see some comments. I'd like to know what other people are using for hedges. What's your approach? Do you do them? Do you not do them? Or do you have a limit as to how much you do? Or and what's the equipment you like? Do you have the equipment I was just showing you? There might be advantages to the one that I don't like. Like I said, it's safer probably for the other guys to use. But there might be something out there I'm not using that I could use. So just put something in the comment. I'm not going to always be right about everything. This is just stuff that's right for me, and I'm sharing these ideas for people that have the idea that they'd like to get home a little sooner, not have to kill themselves if they don't have to, and try to make as much money as they can as efficiently as they can. Okay, thanks.